Prime Minister, first woman Attorney General, first woman to chair the Commonwealth of 54 nations, first woman opposition leader. Welcome KPB Plus, solid everywhere.
Very much, thank you all. The UNC family, I say good evening here in St. Joseph. And I would ask my team if they could put this up on the screen for us. Please. Amit, is it ready? Thank you. I love you too. I love all of you. Thank you. Are we getting the slide? Will take a while? Yes? It's up. Take a look at this, please. Aranguez North Secondary School. Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisasa, MP. January 2012. This is one of the many schools under my watch that was constructed in Trinidad and Tobago. So put it up. Put it up. Put your hands up and say thank you. And together with Tim Gopi Singh, the second best Minister of Education, Tim Gopi Singh, we built over 106 schools during the period of the partnership. And you know why? Because education has always been at the front of my thoughts, or the back in the middle of my thoughts, because education, we always tell you, is the only passport out of poverty. Education is only key to a better quality of life. And I use myself as an example, as many others can. I used to walk barefoot to school, you know. You see me now having nice shoes and things like Julie John. We love shoes. Used to walk barefoot to school. We came from very humble origins. But praise and thanks to God that we were able to get a good education, and that is what has lifted us up now. And I will always forever tell you, education is the key, education is the passport. And we gave a lot of emphasis to education, but this government has really put the education sector on hold. I remember in 2010, I saw some children crying in Balize Yard when they said Kamla win the election, and they're crying, oh God, Kamla going to take away the gate. Kamla will take away the gate. And what happened? We opened the gate. We opened the gates wide, and we let our children come in. We increased it into the tech work sector, not just in academics. So we opened the gate, but this government has shut the gate down. It will take a UNC government once again to open the education sector. Yes? To give that opportunity to all our children. I ask you to do something for me, my UNC family. I want you to close your eyes and hold your two hands out. And I want you to imagine what you would like to see in your hands, what you will put in your hands. So take a second. You can now open your eyes. What did you see in your hands? Did you see a laptop? Maybe. Did you see an orange? Did you see an iPhone? You know what I want you to see? And I'd ask them to bring it, but I don't have it here with us tonight. What I see in our hands is a life. I see a baby in my hands. I see the children in my hands. And that is what we must stand for and fight for the babies, for the children, for a life. And that is what this local government election is about, for us to fight for children, for them to have a better quality of life. So my friends and family of the UNC, thanks to our chairpersons who have deserted me on stage, but anyway, former councillor Jalen Rupnarayan, thank you, and Seema Ramsaran Augustine, who chaired tonight's proceedings. I want to thank our speakers, former councillor Prakash Bharat, Amit Suknanan, Senator Naked. Boy, had trouble to hold on Naked tonight, but we managed. Because he was ripped and raring to go at certain people. I say, let them go. They will face their judgment day. We are not God. They will face and have to face their God one day. So let them go. But Naked boy, well done. Thank you, Naked. Thank you, Senator Roberts. We had to hold him down too, but he did well. Thank you, MP Saddam Hussein and MP Munilal. Thank you all for your contributions here tonight. We have a great battery of speakers and activists and those who share the love. So I want to thank all of you who are here tonight. I can see several of our colleagues. Let's just say UNC family, welcome. Good night. Now, I'm going to put up a graphic on the screen to share with you. I am very proud to meet with you here tonight, speak with you, the people, especially of St. Joseph, but there are others here. Big it up for our coordinator, St. Joseph, and Robert, Senator. And tonight, I want to ask you to put the graphic up. And before you do that, I want to share some words with you. Tonight, I want to talk to you about something that somebody said to me about 2 years ago, and it said, be so full of love and light that nothing can disturb your inner peace. Be so full of love and light that nothing can disturb your inner peace. Somebody sent this to me 2 years ago, and I want to share it with you. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to every one of you for your unwavering dedication, your tireless efforts, unyielding belief in our party's vision for a better future. It is your commitment that strengthens our resolve to bring about positive change in every corner of our beautiful country. The local government elections are August 14th. This gives us a significant opportunity to shape the pathway of our communities and to foster progress at the grassroots level. These elections are not just about choosing who will be your counselor. It's not just about that at all. So don't get carried away with that. As Saddam follows me when I speak, I say don't get chained up with that. It's not just about the counselors. It is about the future of your children and the future of our country. We understand the pulse of our neighborhoods, the struggles we face, the families face, aspirations that lie within the hearts of every citizen. Our party has proven a track record, Anil speaks about that a lot, a track record of delivery on our promises, transforming lives and building a foundation for a very much brighter future. I have a bit of a virus, but it's not COVID. I did a test, so bear with me. Bear with me. People have asked me about the infections. I know it's in your minds as well. Many of you, people expressed in different ways how we should talk about it, what we should do. And I say, for PNM to jump to UNC, for UNC to jump to PNM, we must understand that many persons from the PNM have also approached us. So don't think it's a one-way thing going on here. This is politics, it's called. So we have people jumping PNM to UNC, UNC to PNM, and so on. I believe loyal party members should be treated with respect and love. That is how I love you all. I genuinely love all in our UNC family. Have you ever heard Rowley tell his PNM supporters that he loves them? Never. Think about this question seriously. No, you haven't. Rowley doesn't love his own PNM supporters. You think he's going to love you? Well, that's a different story. And all he does is to bully people, talk down to people, insult them, threaten them. He pressures the PNM by fear and bullying. I lead this party, our great party, the UNC, with love that I always give to you. When in government, we were about love, happiness, health, prosperity, peace. These things should be your daily bread. Love, happiness, peace. Under Rowley's government, your daily bread is anger, hunger, sickness, poverty, death. So whoever do not see this now, they just don't want to see that. What we see under the Rowley government I can make it. I can make it. I'll get some divine intervention from across there. So I'll make it through the night with you. The truth is the truth. We will do our best for you, and so that light will continue to allow us to see our way and not disturb our peace. I remember my haters complaining that I'm always telling the UNC membership that I love them. But you see, my haters are the same as Rowley. They're always bullying UNC members. They talk down to you. They insult you. They call you all kinds of names. True or not true? The haters. UNC membership, they're always washing their mouths on you all. And therefore, they will treat you worse than Rowley. The UNC membership elected me democratically. Remember that, you know. Remember, you gave me your vote. You gave this national executive your vote from the UNC membership. And you know why? Because they know I genuinely love and care for every one of them. I leave this role through democratic elections. So these haters, you cannot insult UNC members. And when they reject you in the membership elections, you then sit down with hate and bitterness in your mind. And every day what you're doing, crying insults. True or not true? What they call you? They want you to vote for them, and then they start talking you all about when you don't vote for them. These are the haters, the internal haters. And we have external haters, that's all right. But we have to put these internal haters in their place. When the next internal elections for leadership comes up, anyone is free to contest. True or not true? Everyone. We are a democratic party, and I respect that. So until then, they could continue their efforts to help the PNM to sabotage, undermine, and create discord. You know, I don't doubt that before this election that comes on August 14th, we'll have a few more people aided by the haters. A few more may be able to dupe the PNM out of some funds to appear on a PNM platform. I don't doubt it, and will don't ever be surprised. But the UNC members are very smart. They see what you are doing, and they will reject you again. So tonight I call on the haters, change your selfish ways, be so full of love and light so nothing can disturb your inner peace. Nothing to disturb your inner peace. Hateful and miserable people, through their own behaviors, they are the reason that all love in their lives has vanished. Imagine these guys get up from the morning and they are Facebook warriors of hate. From the time they wake up in the morning, they are there spewing hate and anger. Can you imagine a life? What a bitter and painful way to live. No love. Love has abandoned them in their hate. The greatest source of love to have ever walked on earth is the Lord Jesus Christ. And the Lord Jesus Christ taught us about love in the book of John, chapter 15, verses 9 to 17, which you can now put up for us from the book of John, from the holy text. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. If you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you. This is my command. Love each other. This is my command. Love each other. And this is what the great Lord Jesus taught us. I want you to remember this after 2,000 years when the Lord Jesus walked this earth. That the most loved person is Jesus Christ. And the most hated person, reviled, after 2,000 years is whom? Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot. The most loved person, the man who taught us about love. And the most hated person after 2,000 years is none other than Judas. So let not your heart be troubled. Naked and Anil and those Judases, as I say, will find their judgment day. Their day will come. It is the UNC membership. I call upon you to choose your path. Choose love. I ask the membership, you put me into office, all of us into office. I have never felt ashamed, I want you to know that, of our membership, unlike some haters. I have never ever felt sorry that I came from a rice lagoon in Pinal. I have never felt ashamed to return to show love to people who helped to uplift me from that rice lagoon and from the oil fields of the South. I always offer love to every member of our family. Can the haters say that about themselves? No way. Can they say that they love you? No way. Have they ever said that to you? No, they have not. It's because they don't want you to be so full of love and light that nothing can disturb your inner peace. I preach to you tonight, as I say, I'm trying to educate you, because we must not go down into that rabbit hole of hate. Not to go down to the darkness of the rabbit hole. Always remember there is light and there is love and there is a way. And we will find that way. We will find a way. The days when the rank and file members were being used and abused by select, entitled, and undeserving few, those days are over. The rank and file is not be used and abused for those who feel that they're entitled. They believe that they are born to rule this earth, and you from the rank and file, you are worthless and useless. When they fought against us in the internal, they called the UNC people sycophants. UNC membership, why? Because you were loyal to your great party. So they feel they're entitled, they were born to rule and born to lead. But we live in a meritocracy, and those who deserve to be uplifted will be uplifted. And now we are in discussion with other parties who want to fight the local government election alongside the UNC as a united force. I mentioned it to you before. We have some of our senior members in discussions with these other parties. And you'll ask me why. Why didn't I do it before? Some of the detractors, the haters are saying, well, why you didn't do it before? And I'll tell you why. Because they were traitors in the rank and file of those people that we could not have done it before. Remember that, Rudy? Remember that? Remember that, Anil? I could not have done this coming together before the 2020 elections, because we needed to make many changes to the UNC and get our party running properly as a meritocracy. The party systems now are operating on full throttle. All arms are fully functional, and the rank and file supporters finally have upward mobility, upward movement within our structure. I want to tell you tonight, no matter the result of the local government election, we will continue to work together for the next 2 years to help the smaller parties, and therefore the UNC will lead all of us into government at the next general election in 2025. We will go into government as a united force. And I will lead the children of the rank and file of the UNC who have sacrificed so much for us. I will lead them together with you into government. Are you ready to go into government? And if you are ready, step one is to win the local government elections and march on to victory for the general election. I believe the PNM are very embarrassed and humiliated, and I think they're hurting. I think their leader is humiliating the loyal PNM supporters who have sacrificed for years for their party. I cannot imagine how hurt loyal PNM supporters must feel, who have been laboring in the vineyard for decades, and for years upon years they've been laboring in the vineyard. And now, no recognition from Rowley for them. Instead, they see other people who bad talking the PNM just yesterday, coming out today and being lifted up and celebrated over the loyal PNM people. That will never happen in the UNC. It will not happen. Because I tell you, we must respect each other. And that is why I talk about the meritocracy. You don't get it because you fly over the fence, you jump ship, you jump over the fence. No, no, no. Jumpers will sink with the PNM together. Loyal party members must be treated with respect and love. Don't feel no PNM are coming to us, you know. Talk to our membership. Talk to our leadership. We don't want PNM rejects. Don't want them. We don't want them, but any good law-abiding citizens who are there looking for a home, welcome. Welcome into the house of the rising sun. You are welcome. But PNM rejects, no. And no one in this party, we will pay no 30 pieces of silver. No 30 pieces of silver to bring in those kinds of persons. I have always lived my life to show every person love and care. Maybe sometimes I have failed, but I'm only human. I'm just a woman. As I pray and you pray, Lord, teach us to take one day at a time. So, I have fallen short sometimes. I apologize for that. We're all humans. I love and care deeply about the happiness and well-being of everyone in our country. Be you UNC, be you PNM, be you NTA, be you all the others, whichever color that you wear. Because our nation is one of the greatest in the world. We come from every part of the globe. Our ancestors came here of every creed, of every race, of every color, every religion. And we have come here in this melting pot, which is our home, Trinidad and Tobago, to love and respect each other. So UNC supporters, my critics, everybody, as I say, as the Lord Jesus taught us, love everyone. It may sound strange, I would say I love people who don't even like me. I really do, because I care, you know. We're all human beings. That is what God has taught us. I also want them to be happy, have good lives. I am responsible for my actions. They are responsible for theirs. And therefore, when you hate someone, you know what it's like? It's like you're drinking poison. When you hate somebody, you get up every morning with this hate. Going up on Kabbalah and Facebook and all these things. Hate. And when you have that hate, it is like you are drinking the poison, hoping some other person will die. But with that hate, you are destroying yourselves and your family. So, what we say? Show them love. Show them love. Tonight, I will do what Rowley has never done. And I will tell everyone, PNM, UNC, all alike, we love you too. And I want you also to have good, happy, peaceful lives, as I want for UNC supporters. I know what matters most to you. I know what matters most to everyone in this country, and that is why we must stand side by side to restore this country, to rebuild this country, to give everyone an opportunity and a chance. So what matters most to you? What matters most to you? What matters most to every citizen? These are the real issues affecting the quality of your lives. And we have to recognize them and find solutions. So what are they? The main issue affecting everyone in this country is that you're living in constant fear. You are always in fear. Is that not true? People are tired of fear of murders, crime. People are tired of school violence, home invasions, constant fear for the safety of your child, job loss, high food prices, high fuel prices, flooding, high bills and cost of living, losing your home, can't pay your mortgage, being unable to afford proper health care. There is so much more people are living in fear because of what Rowley and his team has done in this country to destroy everything that was good. Fear and stress dominate the minds and hearts of too many people in our country today. And so our hope in the UNC, my hope, our plan, our vision and mission is to secure Trinidad and Tobago for you and together with you. I want people to stop merely existing, because that's what's happening now. You're just existing from day to day, one day at a time, yes. I want you to stop that just existing and do something for yourselves and for your families come election day. I want you to have joy, happiness, love, not hurt, pain, and fear. So here are some of our solutions to try to wash away the fear constantly with us. Can we put up the slides, please? 1. Secure communities. Part of our solutions. Secure communities. Everybody supports restarting community comfort patrols in your communities and surrounding areas. Second, the UNC will secure families. Everyone supports our proposal to increase legal gun ownership for you, law-abiding citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We must secure our streets. We support a nationwide plan to restore and improve street lighting in your communities. We must take back control of our streets. Secure schools and our children. We will use the municipal police. These are the persons who are stationed in each local government corporation. We will use the municipal police in the local government corporations to secure our children at their schools, their primary and secondary schools. And whilst we are securing our children in their schools, we will secure jobs. We will expand the municipal police of the local government corporations by creating 1,000 jobs to put the police boots on the ground. Jobs are desperately needed. Secure your homes. Being able to defend your family is a human right. And so we will promote and support stand your ground laws to protect your home and family from criminals. Secure neighborhoods. UNC councils will support your requests to secure communities with gates or barriers, to restrict non-local traffic, to secure playgrounds, to enforce noise pollution laws. We can do this at the local government level. If you want to have a gated community, don't think it's only them fellas up in the West could have gated community. Anyone could have a gated community. All you have to do is to apply to the regional local government corporation. So here we are in the corporation of Tunapuna. Samalamantil, I'm sorry. There are communities here. You can apply to have gated communities. That is a local government function. We don't need the PNM to do that. We can do it when you vote the UNC councillors into office. So many of these ideas I'm sharing with you can be done at the local level. So when Rory come to talk to you about property tax, I commend Saddam for explaining that clear to you. None of that going to happen. That's the man who told us before the elections in 2015. We had the video another night, but you remember it. He said people who say in the PNM going to bring back the property tax, nonsense, unadulterated what? Lie. And yet now he's back with the same thing he condemned. We'll secure the economy as well. And how can we do that? We will scrap the property tax. We will stop the upcoming 25% inheritance tax. They said that's not coming, Kamala lying. All right, you told me the property tax wasn't coming too, so who lying? I don't believe a word. We cannot trust this regime of Keith Rowan. We will jumpstart investment with lower taxes on businesses. You should not pay more taxes. Some of these things we can achieve through the local level and then down the road at the national level. The property tax and inheritance tax. What the PNM is doing, we can offer you solutions, we're giving you some suggestions and ideas. What the PNM is campaigning on is innuendo, gossip, reputation destruction, political opportunism, purchasing deceit and outright untruths. Property tax and inheritance tax. Those are the things they come with. Dr. Munal mentioned the 2-hour press conference Mr. Rowley had the other day. The majority of that was reputation destruction. That's how they don't come to you with ideas. They don't come with a solution. They come with personal attacks on people. Reputation destruction is the plan, the game plan of the PNM. So you'll come and say Anil, you'll come and say Rudy, Saddam, every UNC person. Reputation destruction. Remember that. Don't get chained up with the PNM narratives and their lies. Do not get chained up. Those things do nothing. Their campaigning does nothing to improve your lives. Anyone can stand up on a podium and shout for hours. But if you don't have high work efficiency, sympathetic disposition, fair-minded consideration, and a proper professional plan, you will not improve anybody's lives. I want you to look at this, these slides. As I say, property tax, inheritance tax will not improve your life or your children. Inheritance tax is not going to help you. I think it was Saddam said, Colin Minber is standing at the Treasury door and his mouth dribbling, thinking again inheritance tax monies and property tax monies and so on. I remembered in one budget when he came with all these extra taxes, online tax, tire tax, tax upon tax upon tax. And I stood up to respond in the parliament, and they say he's like Gollum. You know, Gollum rubbing his hands and dribbling. Well, he's doing it again with the property tax. So, when they come by your gate, to your house, in your street, to ask you to vote for them, I want you to ask them this. How did the UNC partnership light up so many grounds through local government without any property tax and without any inheritance tax? In fact, without any new tax. As others have told you, we did not impose a single new tax. How did the UNC partnership maintain the grounds, the pavilions, the cemeteries, the markets for 5 years in local government without property tax or inheritance tax? How did UNC get your garbage collected for 5 years through local government without property tax, without inheritance tax? How did we pave roads, build box drains, clean water courses for 5 years through the local government? Again, without property tax and without inheritance tax. We have to ask them this, because everything they're saying is we must vote for them for the property tax so they can come and fix your road and pick up your garbage. You hear lie? All that is lie. That's all this bunch of incompetent persons can offer you. We did all those things. Why? We had efficient management to grow the economy. We didn't have to pay ministers' families $250 million in rent. No, we didn't take the money and do that. We didn't have over 200 ministerial recusals in the cabinet. We didn't crash the energy sector. And on top of all of that, we were not lazy. You have the laziest prime minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago now. Their poor decisions have shrunk the economy by 20%. And now they're coming for tax, property and inheritance. I don't believe they can do anything through local government reform to get the economy to grow, to stimulate the economy. And if we do not stimulate the economy, then all the jobs will be lost, all the roads, the drains, the flooding, all of it will continue. So we don't want to hear from them anymore with the character destruction and all these things I mentioned, by deceit. We want to hear what are your plans, what are your policies, what are your ideas. They have not told us a single thing except property tax and lie about local government reform. And as the campaign unfolds, we will go through every piece of that local government law that they passed to show you the lies that they're promising you, that everything will become fixed. Fix everything. Just vote for them. We will go through it. So here are some plans for this East-West corridor. A growth pole along the corridor here. You need to know what the plans are. I notice you all are very quiet. I didn't come tonight to Bacchanal, but I'll do it another night, don't worry. I know you all like the little humor and the jokes and so on, but I want to share our plans for the East-West corridor. I mentioned our plan to secure Trinidad and Tobago earlier. I want to restate some of the proposed initiatives for this community and the East-West corridor. We will designate the East-West corridor as a special growth pole. Remember that, a special growth pole. Can we put up the plans on screen if you have it? We will promote along the corridor and support targeted industries, including food processing and packaging, location agri-produce from south and east, manufacture of basic medical supplies and disposables, such as saline, needles, bandages, latex gloves, gongs, etc. Why we have to buy all these things from abroad? Why can't we use our own jobs here? Our workers, give them jobs so we can manufacture these things home here and we don't have to import. Manufacture of office and school furniture. Can we do that on the corridor? Can we create those jobs along this corridor? Manufacture of home furniture. Manufacture of specialist chemicals for the oil and gas industry and the medical industry. We can do that on a special growth pole on this corridor. Garment manufacturing. When I was growing up, my mother was what used to call them, they would say, seamstress. Any here old enough to remember the word seamstress? I think nowadays call them dressmaker. And from my mother, I learned up to when I was, I don't know what age, I was not a seamstress, but I could make my clothes, I should do it myself. We have the skills, we have the talent. So we can do garment manufacturing. Why we have to import every t-shirt from somewhere else? Why we have to import shirts? Why we have to clothing? We can do that right here on this corridor as a special growth pole. We can have along the corridor here a foundry for precision casting of primary component parts for use in secondary assembly industries. Glassworks for manufacture of panes, household glassware, optical lens, and component parts for secondary assembly industries. This is how much we can do right here. But this government has no imagination. The only way they seem to be thinking to get money to run the country, to pay workers how? Tax, tax, and more tax. But you cannot tax a country into prosperity. It will never work. And that is why, in spite of all these new taxes they brought on, they still don't have the money to run the country. We can also do along here e-waste recycling, disassembly of computers, printers, to recover reusables. Right now, I know sitting down in one of my offices, we have 4 or 5 computers that have gone bad and can't be fixed. We can dismantle this and recycle them, recycle the parts. We can do that along this special growth pole on the corridor. Countries actually pay you to disassemble these old computers, you know. They will pay you to get, they call it e-waste. They will pay for the e-waste. And then you can resell the recovered metals that you get there. So there's so much we can do. These are just some of the few. To do what? To grow the economy, to create jobs for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. These are some of our plans. This is what this election is about. It's not about property tax. It's not about the lies that they will clean your drain on your cemetery and stop the flooding. It's not about that. Because you cannot do any of these things if you do not grow the economy and create new revenue streams. These are the things I'm talking about, creating revenue, income, money. Come in, you need money to run a country. You don't need to tax people to death to run the country. You need to create revenue streams. And they have never in their 8 years given us one proposal. I think 1 year, as Rudy said, he come like Marco Polo, is it you? Traveling all over, he went down somewhere to Ghana or somewhere, and what he said? Yam, we're going to plant yam. Up to today, how many years? Not one yam reached the plant in Trinidad and Tobago. Not one. Not one reached back. That was his idea of growing the revenue, the money, to make money to run the country. Then he talks about everything except how to run the country and tell you, hello, pay the property tax. Well, we say, scrap the property tax. We say what? No to property tax. So this is what the election is about. Not who is for sale. Don't bother about them jumpers when we get on end. This is not who is for sale. It's about whether you are comfortable with the state of this country and the plans being put forward to you. And the election is not about jumpers and Judases. It is about performance, it's about plans, and it is about policies as we go forward. As I come to a close, I want to remind you that crime continues unabated. Look, we are in Aranguez. Let me just read some of the recent headlines. Guardian. Desperate Aranguez residents to hire security firm to fend off bandits. This is just in this year, 16th of April 2023. Guardian. Pharmacy owner killed in front wife. Aranguez residents, businessmen shaken after pharmacy owner's murder, April 23. Aranguez in decline as crime surges. Residents of once close-knit community now living in fear. April 23, 2023. Guardian, trauma for toddlers as bandits rob daycare owner at gunpoint. Can you imagine bandits going in where you have your little children in a daycare center, man? That is a level of criminality and brutality under this wicked, incompetent government. Dinner for Aranguez family turns into 30 minutes of terror. Just recently again, some of the headlines. Man shot in Aranguez. Again, just recently. Guardian, driver shot and wounded in an attempted robbery. Guardian again, couple killed in Aranguez. Guardian, Aranguez father and daughter killed. TV6 News, man shot to death in Aranguez Savannah. Again, summer farmers hit hard by flood, and the list continues. That's only for Aranguez, you know. When you take the whole country into account, this is happening everywhere. Why? Because the total incompetent and sleeping Minister of National Security and the lazy Minister of the National Security Council, the Prime Minister, allowing crime to run unabated. Nothing to say. You know, last Monday when Rowley held that press conference at Dip Center, 2 hours, the whole country in the south was under flooding, you all remember? That man never once even extends some kind of sympathy or care. It is only when a reporter at the end of it say, hey, what about this flooding? He said, don't worry, all of them out there. The relevant authorities. You remember when I put on my boots on the day I became Prime Minister, the next day, went out into the floods, went there, put the boots on, and went where? Diego Martin. That is where I tell you, I say, my leadership is a different one. It's for compassion and love. And even if sometimes we cannot do every single thing, at least I was there on the ground with the people of Trinidad and Tobago whilst they were suffering. I was there, and I'll be there with you still. So crime unabated. Tell me, do you feel safe in your homes today? No. Do you feel safe at work? Do you feel safe for your children at school? You know, I saw a business place in Pinal where the workers being terrorized by bandits. Can we put on that clip, please, of a robbery? Robbery in Wilson Road, Pinal. So this is like everywhere. Can you imagine the terror of those people there? Can you just imagine? This government lives in their comfortable townhouses. They live in their luxury apartments and mansions. They have armed security at their disposal. You, however, you have to fend for yourselves. So let me offer my sincerest condolences to the family of young Tyrell Webster Thomas. Young man, 19 years old, you know. Gunmen fired at each other. He was used as a human shield. 19-year-old boy. My heart, and I'm sure all our hearts go out to that family. Young man, 19, now coming to his prime. Used as a human shield. So when the Prime Minister wants to tell this country about he waste of time, them children wasting in school, waste of time children, a waste through the system. This boy was not a bandit. He was not one of those criminals the Prime Minister passing his mouth on. He was just a child, a schoolboy, gunned down in his prime. And I want to say again, a journalist, her name is Urvashi Tiwari Ruparine. Like so many of us, she expressed her very deep hurt and frustration with the state of crime. Like so many of us, she chastised the sleeping Minister of National Security. But if ever we doubt that Rory cannot go lower, he confirmed his lack of love and empathy has no bounds. Rather than offering condolences to the family of the young man, Rowley went on social media. What did he do? He spewed insults and attacked yet another journalist. Another one. The UNC has said, we will give you the means to stand your ground and defend your families and your homes when you need to. We have proposed stand your ground legislation, and our intention to make the process of acquiring legal firearms to make that easier for law-abiding citizens. The PNM could, if they want to do, they could move these plans forward. But because these things are to help you, they will never ever do it. And in fact, I think they've already come out against our proposals for stand your ground laws. They will not do it. They do not have the political will. They are very keen on political witch hunts. Munilal mentioned some of that. They're going after their political opponents. I am told that the Prime Minister went to the hierarchy of the police service and he told them he's giving them, how much is it, $45 million to hunt down criminals. But guess what? You have to use that $45 million to go after political opponents in the UNC. $45 million to pay some foreign WPC, we call her now, Kate, come from England somewhere, $45 million, but only to be used against UNC politicians. And that's why they will come every day and say, who get locked up and who didn't get locked up and why they get locked up. Don't get chained up. Do not believe their narrative. I want you to see through their diversions, their distractions. I know you want change. I know you want to feel safe. So in conclusion, tonight I say to you, we are not distracted by the few who have left. Rather, our focus remains on the hundreds of thousands of you who continue to stand shoulder to shoulder with us as a united force against PNM oppression. Our purpose is to serve people, not ourselves. We all know how vicious and vindictive Rowley can be when challenged. And therefore, standing in opposition to the PNM is not for the faint-hearted. It is not for the faint-hearted. All of us here, we know this. We have felt the full weight of political persecution and victimization. Our communities have borne the brunt of geographic discrimination. Yet here we stand. We must be like David before Goliath. We must stand strong. We must stand our ground. We must be like David to the PNM Goliath. Enduring against the onslaught of a petty tyrant is Rowley. We will continue forward in our march to victory. And I make a counter call. I make an open invitation to Trinbagonian patriots. There comes a time when you can no longer ignore the destructive blows that the Rowley government is inflicting upon you and your families and your communities. There is no better time than now to reject the PNM. If you believe that Marvin has failed to put water in your taps, if you believe that Ron has failed to fix your roads and prevent flooding, and far worse, that Heinz has failed to keep you safe, if you believe that what you envision for your country does not include Foster's fortunes, Stewart's recusals, and Arawi's rentals, if you are disgusted by the PNM silence about an Attorney General who lied on affidavit in a Miami court, and the active support of a finance minister who has depleted the national savings in the HSF while forcing us into more and more and more debt, then what must you do? Then you must stand up and be counted. The journey definitely matters. We must walk the path of truth, integrity, and righteousness so that we arrive at the desired destination with clean hands, clear conscience, and pure heart. We must always be so full of love and light that nothing must disturb our inner peace. You have had leaders before me. You will have leaders after me. But remember always, you will never, ever, ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. On August 14th, don't tote, just vote. On August 14th, don't tote, just vote. On August 14th, don't tote, vote UNC. Vote UNC. May God bless you all. May you arrive home safely tonight. And we'll see you again on another day. Thank you very much.
Who feel the black? Yeah. Who feel the white? This is the message. I don't know. But we settle tomorrow night. Who feel the wrong? Who feel the right? Come and go. And all who feel the too bright, let me jump up. Let me wind up. Party non-stop. Ramaje dingo lekel kete, we come to play mass. Every creed and class, don't let nothing pass. Like a ready TV, all the love inside away. Uptown and ghetto, feeling the tempo. Soca and Kaiso, it's party day like so. Soon as we land, fun is the plan. We like to jam like we man.